Since 2024, Candace Owens has been coming after Israel, especially because of what's going on with the Israel-Palestine war. This was a change in position from being pro-Israel and working with Turning Point USA in the Daily Wire to now having a complete 180 stance. This has come with at least some setbacks. The first setback was the firing from Daily Wire, at least we thought. She kind of took a break and we kind of thought that Candace Owens would be finished. Boy, were we wrong. Candace Owens actually came back with a vengeance, doing something that even I never thought, which was actually getting stronger after being fired from the Daily Wire. And then she started attacking the Daily Wire and even Israel, at least some parts of it, on her streams, getting millions and millions and millions of views each and every day, and actually alluding to the fact that while Charlie Kirk passed away, he was having an issue with Israel, and that somehow, at least it seems, that Israel could have been somewhat responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. And so after this happened, Candace Owens came out and said this.
I went ahead this week and sent around a life insurance policy of sorts, a package rather, to people that I trust, a package filled with text messages, emails, private communications, videos, and private legal documents. So if anything happens to me, you guys will know exactly who it is that has been making my life a living hell over the past couple of years. People that are trying to bankrupt me and my family, that are threatening us to sue us. Everything that Kanye said was so real. Okay. I'm now at that point where you look back and you go, man, Kanye was right. He was really saying something about what it takes to leave, to fight for custody of your own soul. Just leave me alone. Let me say what I believe and you say what you believe. Fight fair. Why do you always have to make this threat to bankrupt people? And I want you to know that those people, if anything happens to me, they have my explicit permission to release it all, detonate it all.
And now Candace Owens is releasing some information that I thought was very, very interesting about Kanye West.
Yesterday, and which got picked up, was to create a kill switch, right? To realize that Kanye was kind of right. Never too late to say that Kanye was right. Kanye said that in order to be free, you had to violate these contracts. You had to recognize that your voice is being controlled. And Kanye did just that. It was really an act of bravery to free himself. But I have no doubt that the same people that were torturing Kanye, the same people that were torturing Charlie Kirk, if Kanye died today, would be the first to eulogize him.
So let me talk about this because, I was on the phone with Brother George Macon not too long ago. And let me just say this, I got to respect a Candace Owens position that she has right now, at least within the right. I mean, she seems that she cannot do any wrong at this point. She's really, really going strong. But I do have a criticism, and that criticism is Candace Owens was talking about, how dangerous Black America was, how dangerous Blacks in general were. All of these issues that us as Blacks had. She didn't feel comfortable. She married her husband because he had a higher IQ and all of this. And, that Blacks had to get out of Black America because of retribution and violence. And at the same time, what you see Candace Owens doing is, making these kill switches, because for her, if something were to happen to her, then you know what? She wants to let everybody know this is what happened. Now, this is ironic. You wanted to get away from Black people so that you could be safe and not deal with low IQ behavior. And then you get over here in the geopolitical situation, and then you find yourself in the same position, or you feel like in the same position with the Jews, and you're saying trying to ruin your life. You're saying that they're trying to do X, Y, and Z to you. And all of this could have been avoided if you would have just stuck true to your goal, which was be a Black conservative. Because see, the Black community was just a stepping stone to all of this. Being married to somebody that's non-Black and talking about the Black community, getting on Fox News, getting your numbers up, like I said, destroying Black people at any chance you get. And because, they're dangerous and they're violent. And then now you get over there with somebody you feel is dangerous and violent. This is exactly what happens when us as Blacks stick our noses in other people's business. Again, I'm not a geopolitical expert. I'm not any of that. But if we were to focus largely on our issues and issues alone, we necessarily would not have time for what is going on in any other place, because every community that is successful is worried about developing their own personal communities. They're not concerned about developing something else or impressing something else. They're worried about what they could be doing to take advantage of that. Every group who's successful does that, even the Jewish community, right? They worry about what they can control, and people are upset about what they control because they feel like it is too much. But you simply can't get like that if you don't clean up your own community. Candace Owens' biggest opportunity was to work with Black America. Candace Owens' biggest opportunity was to develop in Black America as a so-called Black conservative. Same thing with Officer Tatum. If you felt like you were trying to save the community and you didn't need Turning Point's checkbook to do it, this is what we would see. But unfortunately, we did not see that. We saw just the opposite, okay? We saw the complete opposite. And now you out here running for your life. Now you're scared for your safety. It's ironic as hell. How did you get yourself in the same situation that you're trying to get away from? And ultimately, you put yourself in that situation because you wanted fame over what you wanted in the community. You didn't want to help the Black community. You wanted fame. You're not concerned about what happened to Black women or Black kids. You were concerned about how many zeros were after a sponsorship post or a checkbook. You were not concerned with any of that. You used it as a stepping stone to become opportunistic. And now largely you're upset. Now largely you scared. Now, if something happened to me, send this email, send all of this. And so let's say if these things were to really happen and for some reason you'd be cut down, or at least you would say, would it be worth it? Hell no. If I'm a Black person in America, me getting into a geopolitical situation and somehow being shot because of that, it doesn't sit well with me. I have the opportunity to own things in the Black community or in Africa, work with the Black world, where I actually can make a change. See, people want to criticize Black America and all of this, and you should do this and you should do that. But the reality is, unless you own things in the Black community, you can't force people to change their behavior. One of the things that I see Eritreans doing here is they employ a lot of their people, okay? And they're lean operators, very successful in the food and beverage industry. And if you're gonna work there, you're gonna behave a certain way. You just can't come in doing whatever the hell you feel like doing. No, you're going to behave a certain way. You're gonna have a certain arm in the business. And so now what happens is that person has to follow those directions or else. They build up stuff that's nice. They build up stuff that everybody wants to work with. Everybody wants to be in there. Nice bars, aspirational lounges, all of that. And you're willing to go to that and do it like that is because it's who is doing it for you. There's a level of respect for that. Same thing even here with Kanye West. Kanye West went around here buffooning anti-Black sentiments all across Black America for years, trying to get clout. Now all of a sudden you feel like you're afraid. Why you didn't feel like you were afraid when you were making that kind of stuff towards Black people? Now you're free. You're free now? It's interesting. Now you're free. And both of y'all are out here, because you want to basically send text messages and all of this. If something happens to Kanye, let me do the same place. What's funny is because none of y'all ever had any life in danger for the most part in Black America. None of you. Go out here to geopolitical politics, your Brexit shirts, being disrespectful to Black Americans, and all of a sudden, we got a winner. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, D Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drug. I appreciate you for all you do. Scurry the bell. We're out.